What's up, Wolfbag fam? It's your boy Kid back at it again. I hope you're doing well. Class is in session for me, and I hope I'm not going to be tested because I don't do well with tests. But today we're going to be learning something. Whoa. So strap into your seat. Snacks not included. You know the drill. Top 10 amazing facts about Scotland. Shout out to Angela for your suggestion. Let's get it. Let's go full screen.
Welcome to Top 10 Archive. From Alexander Graham Bell to Tayberries and unicorns, Scotland is a northern European country filled with remarkable history and breathtaking scenery. Here are the top 10 interesting facts about Scotland.
All right.
Number 10. Old trees and Pontius Pilate. In the heart of Scotland stands one of Europe's oldest trees. The Fortingall yew is believed by experts to be over 5,000 years old.
Wow.
It's named for the small village in which it can be found, Fortingall in Perthshire. Surrounding the tree for miles upon miles is some of the most archaeologically well-known sites in the country. From plague burial grounds to the remains of a 1,300-year-old monastery, no other place in Scotland has such a history. Legends say that Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor who is said to sentence Jesus to death, was born by the tree and often played in its shade as a child. The story cannot be verified, but it ties Scotland to the history of Christianity. Number 9. The Edinburgh Vaults. Beneath the streets of Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, lies a series of underground chambers and passageways that are referred to as the Edinburgh Vaults. The vaults were not the city before streets were raised or tunnels to transport illicit goods, as is so commonly misconceived, but rather connecting cellars that were once used for legitimate businesses. As time passed, everything from underground pubs to illegal tenement houses for poor immigrants were erected. Today, the vaults are thought to be one of Edinburgh's many haunted locations due to a string of murders that took place in the area. Stories of human remains, including entire dead bodies, being sold in the Edinburgh vaults began to pop up after public executions were performed and the bodies were stowed away. Number 8. Scottish cuisine. Out of all the different countries that we've covered on Top 10 Archive so far, the Scottish are probably the best known for their abundance of national dishes. So the next time you decide to poke fun at a Scotsman for his cooking, remember he'll probably take offense to it and rough you up a bit while wearing a kilt. But all joking aside, the Scottish have gifted many cuisines to the world, the most popular of which are probably haggis, Dundee cake, clootie dumplings, and lucky toddy. The Scots are also responsible for patenting the tayberry, when Scotsman Derek L. Jennings of Dundee crossed a blackberry and red raspberry in 1979. Number 7.
Any other dishes? All those dishes that he said, I haven't tried a single one of them. But if I ever go to Scotland, besides, sightseeing, I gotta try a lot of the food. What were some other food that he didn't mention that we should try if we ever get an opportunity?
Gingerly love. A rumor has been floating around the internet saying that there's a good chance redheads will be extinct within the next 100 years.
What?
Of course, this theory doesn't hold much weight, yet it did get a fair amount of attention. There's one place the ginger gene is destined to live on, and that's southeast Scotland. It is believed that 40% of the population in this part of the world are carriers of the gene. Scientists believe that this may be an evolutionary advantage in the far north, where it is often so cloudy. The human body requires a significant amount of vitamin D. Redheads, who so often have a somewhat light complexion, are generally able to absorb more than those people with darker pigmentations. Number 6.
So we need more sex, right, guys? That's what I'm getting from this?
Scottish inventions. Scotland lays claim to countless inventions and inventors, many of which we take for granted today, but are crucial to our daily lives nonetheless. The most famous of which is probably Alexander Graham Bell, who is credited for inventing and innovating the telephone. On the other hand, many Scottish inventors have received little recognition or none at all. Kirkpatrick Macmillan is the man behind the modern-day pedal bicycle, yet he's almost unheard of. This is because others took credit and profited off of his inventions. Although fax machines are now old technology, it was crucial to businesses for decades and was invented by a Scotsman named Alexander Bain. He began work on the first rudimentary machine of its type in the mid-1940s. Number 5.
I ain't gonna lie, my folks still use fax machines. I don't know, it's not as, I guess, useful now and shit, but till this day, my parents still use fax machines. They always got to fax paperworks and stuff.
The official animal. Scotland has 2 official animals, the red lion and the unicorn. Yeah, that's right, a freaking unicorn.
That I didn't know.
It's really not that surprising, considering the love Scotland has for tall tales and legend. The unicorn is a revered Celtic symbol representing grace, purity, healing, and happiness. The creature was printed on gold coins during the time King James III was in power between the years 1466 and 1488 AD. To this day, a unicorn still appears on the United Kingdom's royal coat of arms, standing directly across from the lion.
Oh.
Number 4, the Mother Field. There is quite a tumultuous and fascinating history of sport throughout Scotland. The country is considered to be the mother field, for lack of a better word, of golf.
Cool.
It was here that the sport was invented during the 15th century. It caught on so quickly and became so addicting for some that King James II had the sport outlawed, and with good reason, of course, saying it prevented his men from properly training for war. Football, also known as soccer in the United States, was outlawed by King James I in 1421. He was far from pleased with the amount of roughness implemented during matches and thought it was unnecessarily injuring others. The ban lasted for a number of years, but was finally lifted in 1872 when Scotland held the first international football game.
Wow.
Number 3, free water. Scotland is a sovereign state in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Although it's part of the UK's constitutional monarchy, Scotland is still very independent. For one, its education system is separate and governed from within the country. Scotland offers free water to its citizens, although oil and forms of nuclear energy are governed by the UK. A very interesting aspect to Scotland's healthcare system is that the country provides free prescription drugs to those in need. This is something few other countries are capable of doing. Much of the police force and judicial system are also different to that of the UK.
Oh.
Number 2, the Vikings.
Also, what's the differences there?
The Norse have had a lasting effect on Scottish culture. During the 11th century, they conquered many of Scotland's smaller islands before taking on the main British Isle. While the stereotypical Viking is pictured as being ruthless and bloody, the real Vikings were much different. Family life was very important to these men, and they took their wives with them as soon as new land had been successfully conquered. Scotland was a vital part of the Vikings' main trade route, which expanded all the way from Newfoundland to Baghdad. During these times, Scotland truly was a dark and hostile place to travel through. Number 1, the Loch Ness Monster. The first ever recorded sighting of the elusive Loch Ness Monster occurred in 565 AD when a water beast allegedly attacked one of St. Columba's followers in the loch. To date, there are over 3,000 recorded sightings of the monster, which started to first consistently flow around the mid-1930s. It is said to be at least 40 feet long and to have an abnormally long giraffe-like neck. For the first time since 1925, no confirmed sightings have been noted in the past few years. This leads skeptics and other theorists to wonder, has Nessie finally expired? At this time, there is no answer for such a complex question. Whatever the case, Loch Ness will remain one of Scotland's most infamous tourist attractions because of the legend and allure that encompasses the landscape.
I definitely want to go there.
Like these
This was
top
pretty
10
cool.
videos?
This was actually pretty cool. So, is that Carrie Jillian from Guardians of the Galaxy, or am I on some stuff? So, one thing we're gonna say. Hold up. Yeah, let me know that in the comments down below. So, the couple interesting things there to learn a little bit, and probably the one I knew or at least heard about a lot was the Loch Ness monster. I love dinosaurs, so I've always kind of had a fascination for them, and just even the thought growing up when I was a little kid. I thought, I was like, I was hoping some shit would exist, but the one thing that has always happened in life for me, and things that I think with all these things that we always talk about could potentially exist and stuff, it's like, how come with all the technology we got, right? All the special cameras and phones and now and stuff, for any shit that they always show, it's always like the most blurriest freaking picture. They're like, yeah, we got the latest thing. You can never find no clear picture and stuff. And I'm not talking about just Loch Ness Monster and stuff. There's countless things like they talk about Bigfoot and all that stuff. But I've always been kind of fascinated in that stuff. But I've always been like, I guess, skeptical on the same sense because it's like, damn, why hasn't no one really got a good footage and stuff? People got cameras out in the wilderness when they're setting up, for nature watching or whatever the hell they're doing out there. So I've always wondered that. But with the Loch Ness, I believe it was thought to be like a plesiosaurus or something like that. So I've always thought that was cool. But looking at that little picture, that shit still kind of looks like an elephant's trunk a little bit, the way the shape is. But that would be 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, a place that I would just like to go just to see the loch. But I definitely think that although there's top 10 amazing facts and stuff, there's one that they missed out. One of the greatest shows ever created, still gay, baby. That needs to be on one of those facts that right there, one of those truths out there. So there's a lot of cool, interesting things there. I thought, like with the water situation, the learning about the golf, that I didn't know. I like to go to the driving range and play mini golf, and a couple of I think it's chip and putts and stuff. So I've never done like full courses and stuff, but golf has always been kind of a sport that, yeah, we've enjoyed as we gotten a little older. It's nice to just kind of whack a few and just see how far it goes. So that's really cool. What else did we find interesting? Football. I ain't gonna piss off anybody and say soccer, okay, guys? I ain't gonna call it soccer. Even though we said it twice already like that, we understand it's football. We have gotten a little education on with that, and obviously, we got football here too and stuff. American football. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. And yeah, man, I gotta go out there just to see the kind of architecture. I've always been fascinated with the architecture. I want to see like the freaking land, the just the greenery, like all that stuff has always looked very interesting. And kind of those videos we've seen, showcasing like the land and stuff. But yeah, a lot of this stuff was cool. This was probably the creepiest one a little bit, where it's haunted or anything like that. I didn't quite catch where exactly this is located at, but even these scenes here kind of look, anything kind of old starts looking a little bit creepy as it starts to age there. But yeah, the redhead thing, they got to get some more population, but start getting a little more sex on what foods are a must have to try. If we go to Scotland, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys don't quiz me, because we gonna fail, ladies and gents. I didn't do too good, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was definitely interesting. If you would like to see more facts, we could learn some more stuff about Scotland, UK, anything you guys want to say. Again, I ain't no history buff. I say it, I'm a doofus. I'm stupid at many times and stuff. History was never my strong suit, but suggested a way. It's always good to try to go outside your comfort zone. It is scary. I ain't gonna lie, calling myself stupid countless times is it never easy, but we let it be known we ain't the smartest chap, but we do our best to always try to learn things and just explore a little outside our comfort. It's a lot of cool things out in this world that we have yet to kind of tap in and to learn about. So I definitely thought this video was dope just to learn a little bit more. Hey, you can learn one new thing a day or one new fact a day, or, hey, you just start adding up a little bit and you get a little bit more knowledge. So I thought this was definitely very interesting. You let me know if you were bored to death. You went to sleep during this reaction? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I enjoy reading all your comments. Thanks for liking, commenting. Those who have subscribed to the channel, many thanks. And, just exploring stuff with me and trying to learn stuff is a fascinating thing to do. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next one. Peace and love. Shout out to the Patreons as well. Thank you.